What is up, everybody? It is Ghost here, back again, and it's all three of us back here. Yes, it's not just me on Greatness Debates, but no. Today we are going to
be on your own anyway.
Yeah, I know. That was more.
It's only been ever just Oscar.
That was more a reference to only ever being just Oscar. But in this video, we are going to be discussing our favourite game, the only game we can ever discuss on this channel. Uncharted 4, Thieves and...
We don't even know if it's our favourite game yet.
I don't know. The number of times we're talking about it sort of suggests that it's like the only game we care about, but I know for you, Callum, that's true because you're a casual.
Well, we're turning into Robin right now.
Anyway.
Just being...
Yep,
we're turning into Robin and just making everything related to Uncharted that we can.
Oh, yes.
To get them views.
Oh, yes, it's true.
Mr. View Whore over here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oscar is a View Whore confirmed.
I'm just going to say...
And in this video... And in this video, we are discussing who will or could die in Uncharted 4, i.e. who do we think, each of us personally, will be the most likely, the person at greatest risk, I guess, of dying in the game, because... I think it's pretty much like I think it's pretty it's okay, Callum, don't worry. I think it's pretty much confirms at this point that there will be someone who dies. I think purely for the shock effect of it, and because it will be the last of Drake's adventures. I think we all sort of presume that there will be a death in it. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily mean there will be, but I would definitely be surprised if there wasn't one. So, yeah, which character do you think will die? And we'll go with Oscar first.
Okay, well, I mean, I've actually got multiple, and I think one of them's pretty obvious, I think, just from the reveal trailer and then all the other stuff that's happened in the past, but I think easily the most obvious one is Sam. Now, I think Sam will probably die either towards the end of the game or maybe even earlier in the game. I'm not sure. I feel like he is the one who's most certain to die just because of his... he's only been introduced recently, this is the first game he's been in, and he's not got as much, I suppose, connection with the player as much as Drake and Elena and Sully have, because they've been in all three games. So I think he's quite likely to die, along with, I believe, and I think Robin might be the same with this as well. He's saying that Elena is most likely to die as well, just for the pure fact that Elena is so she's so important to Drake that it would be quite devastating on Drake's part for her to be the one who dies. And
she is Drake's damsel in distress.
Yeah, and you've already seen the effect it had on Drake when she nearly died in Uncharted 2. So I think there's an element of it's almost it's kind of certain for it to be her, because again, Sully dying, I mean, that's potential as well, but I think they've done that twice already now, so it's almost well, that'd be a bit pointless. I feel like the likelihood is it would be someone who hasn't had a chance to quote unquote die yet.
to die.
And Elena, even though she had a close one, is the closest to Drake, and also quite likely to die, especially because she's so pissed off with Drake. She's clearly going to go around the world and chase him to try and stop him from doing this, and she's going to put herself in danger, and I feel like that's eventually going to lead to her death. And it might even be, as bad as Sam killing her or something. I imagine that. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's my guess at the moment. If I had to predict, I would say Sam and Elena. Callum, go ahead with yours.
I think we were discussing this before we started this. I think I'm gonna honestly have to say Drake, because I think that's personally the most obvious one. I know they Naughty Dog have said that this is going to be the last game that they publish doing this, but I don't see how they can continue it with another developer personally. Plus, they have been saying since the beginning that it's going to be the last of his adventures. So I don't see how. I think him dying, as much as that would be a shock and a blow to all of us who have followed him through from Drake's Fortune or whatever to now, I think that would still be the most obvious decision personally, as much as I don't want it to happen. I see your reasoning behind Elena. I can also kind of see your reasoning behind Sully, but yeah, he's kind of basically died already twice.
And he's old,
within the
so
games.
It's almost inevitable that he might die anyway.
Yeah, that's very true. It's all those cigars he keeps smoking.
Yeah, true. That's got to have
I'm
some
sorry,
effect
I
on
have cancer.
Away from smoking and all that malarkey,
Started it.
what are my opinions? I think, touching on what you said, Callum, about it being very obvious that Drake would be like the person that dies, I think in a way it seems a little bit too obvious that it would be him.
Okay, yeah.
Because of the title of the game, for example, A Thieves' End,
Holy shit!
along with along with the fact that he's like the first obvious thief you think of, right, when you think of Uncharted. So I think that from that point of view it looks really obvious. But apart from anything else, I think like it's also very like obvious that in the last game of the series, and with them saying it's Drake's last adventure, that like he would die, like, because a lot of people, like, that's just what you'd presume when they say that sort of thing. So I think if it were the case, if it were him dying, then Naughty Dog probably wouldn't be as open about it as they are being about it.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't hint at it so much. So as a result, I would say that other characters would be more likely to die. Like Oscar, I pretty much agree damn straight with Oscar, to be honest, and also Robin, in that it will be either Elena, because he's so important to Drake, and that would actually force him to stop doing it, because so far he's had a lot of experiences, near-death experiences, with his own life, but that's not stopped him. He's not afraid of dying, but his ultimate fear is the death of those close to him, and Elena is the closest person to him, and if she were to die, then that would legit make him stop, and make him stop doing all these crazy things just to get some money, or for the thrill of it.
You can also put Sully in that sort of position. I don't know if I'd say that he was closer to Sully or Elena, because I mean, Sully, he's known since he was 15 years old, as we found out in the third game.
Yes, that's definitely true. Either way, they're both. He's very close with both characters, right? He's very close with Elena, and he's very close with Sully. But I think it would be more shocking if Elena died, because Sully's been sort of used as sort of a ragdoll almost in the last few games as sort of someone who has died, and sort of the player has already felt like the feeling of knowing he's dead several times. So I don't think that would be very effective to actually ultimately make him die. I think it would be poor game design.
Kind of like that was more of like that was slightly more emotional than Uncharted 1. Like, Uncharted 1, he kind of just got shot like kind of randomly, and he didn't even really care for the character that much at all, because it was only like an hour into the game. Whereas with Uncharted 3, like Uncharted 3, like, you know, you're right at the end of the game, and then just out of nowhere, fucking like Talbot, like fucking sniper him. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think realistically, the most likely to die is Sam and
Also,
Elena.
Also, I was about to touch on Sam. Sam, I think, could be instead the person that is referred to in the title in terms of a thief. But again, it could be anyone. It could also just be the main villain of the game. So I'm not so sure with Sam. I think it could be Sam who causes another character's death, as opposed to him being killed himself. But at this point, all we can do is speculate, can't we?
Yes, we're basically just predicting who's going to die in this video. And that was pretty much what we've all said there. Pretty much we've decided that Callum said that Drake's most likely to die. Me and Juan have basically said it's most likely to be Sam and Elena. And of course, we'd like to know what you guys are going to predict who's going to die in Uncharted 4. I mean, no one could die technically. I mean, it could just literally be a happy ending. But from the way that we've seen the game so far, and it's been quite a kind of darker tone version of the game, we're kind of expecting a death, and especially with the title. So yeah, let us know who you think will probably die. If you think no one will die. And yeah, let us know that in the comments, of course. And thank you a lot for watching.
Bye.
Bye. I love this new outro that we're doing. Bye. It's like
So long.